Our Mr. Little Helper, Bondo, got himself in the truck. Hopper! Now he wants out, doesn't know how to get out. Well, maybe he does. Oh, come on! Yeah, well done. Before that he was sitting on the bike, leaning on the handlebars and stuff. It was pretty cool. There's wind, so we're coming along.
Anyway, we got this bed off. I welded on some of these bolts and used a fiber or a pair of vice grips. I got most of them out in one piece. Some of these little clips are bad in here, but looks like it's quite a bit of dirt. Not as bad as I thought. I've got some welding to do over there. Looks like I can undercoat my patch panels. That'll be good. Shock replacement holes. Anyway, we'll get this cleaned up, patched. I'll probably weld a piece in the floor there and then fiberglass the rest of it, so it should be fine. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Moving on, this was the one part I hadn't confronted yet. Here we are, an hour later. Got all of this dirt and stuff out of here. The floorboard's rusted out pretty good. All the way on this side. That side's pretty Swiss cheesy. It'd be best just to replace the whole panel, but I don't have a whole panel. I've got about 2 square foot of that same panel that's inside there that I did the fenders with. I think I can do the majority of this. That's the big holes. Weld some steel in. And then I'm going to just fiberglass the rest of this. As long as it's good watertight and I've got drain holes in it, it shouldn't be that big a deal. But I'll just have to buy some new screws. I ruined a couple of the clips. There's 2 or 3 that the nuts are broke off in them. I got one there, another one over there, and there's one there. Anyway, 3 or 4 of these. I should be able to get this done with what I have left. You can see my fiberglass that I did from the other side. Looks pretty good there. And so that's all sealed into the engine compartment, or into the passenger compartment. Now I'll just have to seal it out here and make sure that it not going to rust from water being trapped in the bed, which is where it probably started. And what comes up from the bottom, well, hopefully some undercoating will take care of that. But it's not as bad as I thought. Yeah, it's plenty bad, of course, but this will be the last of any kind of major body work. Ran out of wire on my little welder here, so I just bought a brand new roll of wire, so I should be good here to weld everything up. This will be fine. I haven't looked at the panel yet. It's laying over there. I got to it. Rose is going crazy. Well, I started on this. I got a few pieces of metal welded in here. That's all the metal I have left. That laying over there. So I'm going to try to patch the biggest holes I can with it, and then I'm going to use that aluminum mesh and patch it. This one's pretty good. I welded it up into the fender. Then I'll fiberglass the whole thing. And we should be alright. Wish I had another sheet of metal, but I don't. Well, just weld in what I got. Just needs to be strengthened. That piece over there is all rusted loose on the bottom. This one's pretty good. I should be able to get this done and cleaned up. Fiberglass it real well. I got plenty of fiberglass left, so that'll be the end of this. Should be alright. Now here's the plates pretty much welded in. I ran out, so I went and got some more. I think I had 18 gauge, and then I put 16 gauge in. That was pretty heavy. You can see that one over there. But this is just basically to cover the holes. And I braced all this here. It's supposed to be solid all the way across, but I just made some braces. And it's awful rough. But now I'm gonna start fiberglassing this in, and that should strengthen it and fill the rest of my holes. Here's the kind of final product. Welded good patch panels everywhere, fiberglassed it, and then I put some heavy undercoat. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a lot better than it was. And I've got all the joints and everything sealed real good. Probably ought to drill some holes in it to make sure the water gets out. I'll probably just put some water in it and then drill a few holes, because it will get water in it from this bed. Anyway, that's one of the major projects I was worried about. It's all done. My paint came today. I just put that on there with a stick. Teal green acrylic enamel. That's really pretty paint. High metallics in it. It's going to be a bitch to spray. I just put this on there to see how well it hardens up, how hard it is to sand, and how fast it dries. It's been on there about 20 minutes. It's already dry. It's out here in the sun though. No hardener, just paint. So it looks like it dries quick. Here's the next step in the fun. I started using a flapper disc here, grinding off this heavy paint. That's coming along pretty good. It's going to take a while, but I started working on that fender there and got a whole bunch of dents in it. I could go under there and hammer them all out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to bondo it up and have a look and see what that does. Alright, I just took a, see if I can get a little better look here. You can see this is some old bondo I had here. I mixed some of that plastic honey in it, made it smooth, and I just put it on there best I could with a little spatula. It ran on pretty nice. There's a lot of dents in it, and I just sanded it off with some 60 grit there while it was still partially wet. And now I'm going to take a shot of good bondo and go in there and see what I can do for the rest of it. Alright, there's a second coat. sand it down with 80 grit, and now I'm going to mix up some of that bondo honey and smooth, put a good smooth coat over the whole thing. It should look real nice. Well, there's my final coat of bondo. See down in there, looks like I put a little more work in it there, but the groove is good. All the grooves are good on the whole fender. I tried not to fill them up, and it's pretty straight. This still probably got some little low spots and high spots, but I don't really care. It's just a truck bed anyway, and it was just full of big old dents. This one's got a lot. There's a big one here, there. This whole front end's been caved in. I'll have to try to get under there and beat it out. But anyway, I'll sand that down, and that'll be good enough for a pickup bed. I started kind of chewing on some of the rusty spots that don't look too bad. It's cleaning up alright. I got a lot of stuff here on this top plate that needs to be cleaned up, especially this side. Rust. I was thinking about making a toolbox right here. It's a shame to make such a nice solid bed down below it and not put a toolbox in. Anyway, I'll let that dry and just sand it off, and it should be done. Alright, back into my bed. Body work. That one there, I put some final coats of bondo and sanded it. It's pretty straight. This one I crawled under there and beat it all out where I needed to. Fits real good here before it was dented. And I put a couple thin coats on, sanded it down. This is kind of the final coat. I'll let this dry and I'll sand it. It'll look like that. And worked on this bed a little, and my girlfriend sanded all this dash and stuff. She did a good job. I put a little bondo right there. I don't think it needs it. I think it's a piece of bubble gum or something stuck, but I got this all torn out. Everything all sanded good. Got the inside of that door. I still have this one to do. I got new rubbers today. I can take that off, sand this all up real good. And of course this part here, inside the door jambs. But at this point I could just put tarp over it here and a light so I can see. Tarp's going to make it dark. I can paint all this dash and inside of the door jambs, maybe even this part, and then I'll do this back section separately. It takes quite a bit of sanding too. I don't think I'll pull that instrument panel out of there. So the rest of it I should be able to mask. But anyway, these fenders are the inside of the wheel wells. They both look good and they're straight. Close enough for what I want anyway. Just about out of this bondo. Well, I am out. So far I've used about, maybe a quart on the whole car, other than some of this heavy stuff where I welded in stuff. But I got another pint here. This should be pretty good. This should be enough to finish it, hopefully. I'm pretty much done. Got some over here to little tiny stuff, and the rest of this, it'll take some more, but I think a pint's gonna do everything I need to do. I gotta do a little bit more on these. I cleaned this up a little. I have to grind it down and prime it good. It's not rusted completely through or anything. And this all should come out pretty nice with the DA. Just paint this whole back section here. I'll probably want to do is squirt the dash inside and use the second half of the paint gun and do this back section here. Don't know exactly what sequence I'm going to do, but anyway, we're moving right along. These things here I really like to get them painted. Probably I'll do the dash and the back section, take this plate out and do the fender wells, because these will all be ready to paint, and then I can worry about each side. Probably do both sides in this bed with a different setup. Well, that's about it for another day. Alright, I made a little piece of metal here, and I cut this out and shaped this a little bit, and it's fitting in there pretty good. I can tack weld it and beat it around. It's open a little on the bottom, but the bottom I don't really care about. I can kind of beat that in a little, or just bondo it up some more, but it's good metal right there I can weld to, so I'm happy about that. And then this gap that's around in here, once I've got it tack welded down, I can probably slit that and bend it pretty easily to fit this fender. So that's the deal now, is to get this thing in here and tack weld it, make sure it's covered and everything, make me a little plate. Alright, anyway, I cut out this piece and beat it in and tack welded as I went. My welder's messing up, but anyway, I got a pretty good patch in there right where all the rust was. This is good and strong, and so that's, I did a little bondo and fixed any kind of dents right there, and of course I gotta, looks like I still gotta cut a little something right there, maybe tack another piece in, or maybe just bend this one over. I don't know, I'll do something with that corner there. It was kind of ragged like that. And it probably should weld that together because that braze came loose. Yeah. But anyway, here's the basic welded in patch panel. I think that's the last one. I looked at the other side, and I don't think I have to put a panel piece in it. I think I can just clean it up. Well, I solved that little problem. I just welded a little triangle in there, ground it off. It's all solid steel now, so that'd be good enough to start with the bondo. I got a dent right there and another one there, so it'd be good to have 3 places to put bondo. Here's the second coat of bondo. Just this, you know, I got a little bit of dents and stuff here on the bottom I just didn't get to, and it's not quite perfectly straight. This, I have a little low spot right there, a little bit here, but it's all pretty good. Now I'll use some good quality bondo. This stuff is kind of old and had dirt in it and stuff, but it's good enough to fill holes with, and that's what I did with it. and now I'll put a finer coat of bondo on it, and we should be done with this corner here and this light. Well, here's the end of the day on this one. I finished all the steel in there, welded it up, got it straight, got all this real straight, put a couple layers of bondo on it. This is just light primer paint right now, and it looks real good. I sanded all this. I got all this top part here sanded. This black is where there was some rust down in the body a little bit. Got this all sanded. All this bottom of this door. This is we're taping up all the dash stuff now. I got this door, but we'll just paint the inside. And I got to do this back part. Anyway, that's what I did today. Got this all sanded down. The wheel looks nice. This is all ready for primer. All this metal and everything here was all finished. I did work on this side quite a bit. I had ground out these places where the paint was chipped real bad, and that's kind of like a final bondo coat. This door is pretty clean. I got a little bit of here I need to fix. There's some more, a few little stuff here in this front fender. A little more bondo there. But we pretty much got everything out of here. We can throw a tarp over this back stuff here and seat and everything, and paint all this inside and the door and door jambs. I'm going to clean these up so they won't be painted. I'll mask them. Yep. That steel's all done down there. I have one more wheel here I need to clean, and I need to fix that one little place there where I did some fiberglass work. Anyway, still kind of moving along on this bed corner, but just all real straight from every angle, and it's solid steel all the way around. And top of the bed's real straight, no dents or anything in it. The bottom's real straight. Shouldn't be any trouble at all to get this all painted up. It'll look like a new car when I'm done. It's going to be amazing. Okay, here's our famous welded in fender and all that. It's all done, and I primered this, and I used a epoxy primer all the way up to here. Got this done, and I did the door jambs here. Got them pretty good inside there. Along here on top, I didn't do it completely, just where it was rough. This door's still got to be cleaned, but I did the dash. And I think I'm going to take this wheel off. Makes it easier to paint in there. I got both door jambs, and I got this, all the back of this, and this little shelf here. Show you the other side. Well, there's all of that. That looks real good. The glove box has been done inside and out. Got the door jambs good here. All in here. And pretty much got this back. A little hard to get it up in there in that top part. But this all looks good. Got this jam real good. And that's about all I got on this. But this part's pretty much done. And I can put the color on it. This door's got some bends and stuff in it. So I'm not going to mess with that. But basically it looks pretty good.